Hey, how's it going, guys? Wanted to show you a project I'm working on right now. I don't know, some of you may know about Terrainscapes. He makes these modular boards that you can kind of arrange. Some of them have like water in them, or lakes, or hills, and I kind of wanted to try my hand at sort of reproducing what he does. None of these are finished, partly because I hit a lot of pitfalls along the way, so I thought I might share some of these. This is the first board I made. First off, when I chose the wrong type of foam. I went to Home Depot, I live in Florida, and the only foam they sell is this sort of bubble shit. Not very sturdy. I thought it would be okay if I sort of reinforced it. I was wrong. I wasted my time. Don't waste yours. I thought I could put it on a piece of plywood at the bottom, but that really didn't help at all. In fact, it made it worse. You've got plywood that's warped, and now you've got a board that's pushing the foam up even higher. It just didn't work out all that well. Second pitfall, don't use dirt. I know, some of y'all will be like, why would you even use dirt to begin with? Well, you know, it's easier to get to than sand. So I thought, hey, what the hell, I'll try it. Well, I tried it, and all it ends up doing is just sort of like flaking off into this crap. I mean, I'll still use the board, but it's not something that, you know, eventually it'll fall apart. I know it will, and I'll just replace it with a better sort of foam and sand board. Anyways, but I thought it was kind of cool. I could sort of add rocks and flock it and dry brush it. This is just sort of like leaves or something. I don't know, all that brown stuff. Anyway, so that was the first board I made. Second board, I went ahead and used the foam because I went and bought a 4x8 sheet of this foam. I mean, if you cut it well, you'll get this sort of flat surface where it won't fall apart as easily. That's fine. I mean, I'm sure this board will last a lot longer than the other one. The cool thing about this one is I actually use sand on this one. And the way I use sand is I get it to where you've got really this sort of really textured surface. You know, you've got areas over here that are really bumpy and sort of cratery. I thought it was really cool. Just dry brush it gray, and then I could flock it and make it look like sort of like a scorched earth with grass growing back. But I mean, this one turned out fairly well. I don't think I'm going to put a piece of plywood on the bottom of it. I'm just going to let it stay as is. If I'm going to ever redo anything out of this, I'm going to get a different type of foam. Because I mean, the sand works great. I need to clean that up. But this foam just isn't going to last. It's not sturdy. And if I'm going to go ahead and like carve stuff like rivers into it or lakes, it's just not going to hold up. I just know it. And I mean, I'll probably end up trying it anyway just because it's here, but just letting y'all know, it's just not fun stuff to work with. Anyways, the next thing I tried was I wanted to put a mountain in it, and yeah, I know you're supposed to make mountains out of foam, but I said, what the hell, I got enough sand now. Let's see if I can make a sand mountain. It works. I mean, this thing is incredibly heavy now compared to all the other ones. I did it the same thing. I used the same sort of foam, and then I glued down a bunch of sand. And I mean, this one, I like how this one turned out, because it's really sort of bumpy as well. And I can sort of, you know, it's almost like building a sand castle on a piece of foam when you're doing this mountain thing, because, you know, you get your sand wet and your glue, and you just sort of start shaping it. So, just sort of try to go around and make it look like it had been eroding for a while. See, and I've made a way to use just kind of a ramp that goes up the side of it, and I didn't want anything coming up the side. I wanted this area to be a lot steeper than the rest of them. But I haven't dry brushed this yet. That's a pain in the ass. I don't know how people can go. I don't know how Terrainscape gets there and just dry brushes and flocks everything. I guess that's why you can charge $300, $400 for a full set of boards. I don't blame you. It's a pain in the ass. Anyways, so the whole point of this was just to show y'all kind of a project and sort of the pitfalls if anyone ever thought of doing their own. So, in review, don't use this shitty ass foam. It's just a waste of time. I know they can loop you in and Terrainaholic and all that. They do the sort of the pink and blue foam, but you know, try to find some of that crap here in Florida. It's nearly impossible. Second, don't use dirt. Yeah, I know that's sort of a give me, but you know, for those of us who are cheap and just want to use resources around us, dirt is not the way to go. And finally, I don't know. Maybe I did something to the wood that made it warp, but maybe I'll look into that later. The cool thing about the boards is I wanted to sort of keep them sort of open. That way I could set out blocks of terrain like that you know, I could use, and then, you know, here's, you know, Archer line. Yeah, I play Tomb Kings. They're not flocked and they're not done painted either, but, you know, put my, there's my Tomb King. There we go. Anyways, so that's the whole point. Hopefully I'll get it out to where I can use some better foam, and I'll be able to use this sand thing that I do that probably everyone else does too. But anyways, alright, hope you all enjoy it.